Happy Monday. It is the last week before Christmas break. Please be careful. Anybody else's kids stand on chairs and do things for them in their classroom? For those of you who are new here, my name is Michelle and I am a first grade teacher in Central Florida. So last week we had blistering cold weather and today we're back in our flip-flops and our shorts. It's Florida for you. So today is candy cane day at our school. So I'm wearing my ho 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 candy cane shirt and my ears. I don't know if you can see them. Put them on. My candy cane ears. My Disney ears. And we're gonna have fun today. Oh, please be careful, dude. So I thought I would show you a few things that I forgot to show you last week. I got a hair in my face. I thought I'd show you a few things I forgot to show you last week. I had to spread my desks apart from the floor being cleaned over the weekend, and I need to show you a few things. So let's get started. Okay, so these are our little gingerbread ornaments. These will hang on our Christmas tree. In fact, the kids will hang them today. I'll write their name in the bottom corner. And I put a little ribbon through it and they hang on our tree. They are solid as a rock. They are glue, cinnamon, and applesauce. That's how you make them. And I'll try to put the measurements here of all the things, but you can find the recipe for those on Pinterest. You can find a bunch of different versions of them, but my kids made those last week. Aren't they cute? And so they will hang those on our Christmas tree this morning, and then I'll be able to clear up all this. And then they'll get to take them home on Friday. We also make son, pull that desk back for me. We also make you just spin you around like this. We also make a ornament where I put their hands on the bottom of a ball in white paint, and then they paint and turn it into snowmen. I don't know if we're gonna get to that because our week is pretty busy, but that's the goal. We're gonna try. And then let me show you what we've got going on today. Okay, so I'm sorry if you hear kids in the background. My children are being loud. Okay, so these are just some things I pulled out to work with in my math small group. I told you I've been trying to work on like just basic addition and subtraction. So I found this page. I thought, why not? We'll do it. We're going to do a lesson with erasers because, you know, I love my mini erasers. In fact, I got a whole pile ready to go. So I'll give it to them and we'll write on the table at first and then they'll complete this page. It's just something easy for math groups and fun. It's still Christmassy this week. This is a little writing piece that I might do in small groups this week. Just to get them doing some more writing, first, next, then, last. And of course for my lower kids, I'll probably take out the then, maybe just do a first, next, last, and then give them the introduction and conclusion. And then some of my higher kids, I can let them do it all on their own. And then some of my kids that are sort of struggling and just need a little bit of support, I would probably give them the introduction, conclusion, and then we'll do these a couple together and then a couple on their own. So it's just an easy way to differentiate. Probably do that during small groups this week. We have Polar Express Day on Friday, so I have to copy this little book. I don't know where I got this book. I will try to link it if I can find it. I think it's no, it's not. I don't know where I got this book. I have had it since the Polar Express movie came out. And I used to use it with my kindergarten kids, but this group of kids are so low that I think they would enjoy it. This is something one of my teacher friends made a million years ago. She just put a piece of clip art on the left side of the paper. She put a text box over it and boom, fun activity. So we'll do this on Friday. You know, when you have to fill in time and all that. Same thing with this one. It's just a kind of a fun maze. It's like a brain game. So they have to get through that. This is a giant packet of math journals that I've wanted to pull out and kind of go through today during my planning period. Tons and tons of ideas for them. Just things to get, you know, through our week. We do have some testing and stuff that we have to get through this week. This is our candy cane investigation that we're going to do. This is the little poem. I'm not going to show you all of that and tell you all of it because I think I want to give credit to, that was Deanna Jumps. I'm pretty sure, but I will link her blog post about it, or the blog post about that I can find. More math journal prompts. These are like a little bit more challenging. So I'm going to use these in small group so when I call my low, this is my low group, and then this is like a more advanced group. So all of that is small group. This is our card that we make, boom, for our party, during our class party on Thursday. This is a Grinch candy cane. I know I have this packet because I was just looking at it last night. So I will link this packet. So we do adjectives, Grinch adjectives, and they do a Grinch. This is all my Dear Santa stuff, and I just wasn't sure what I wanted to do with my Dear Santa this year. So I just pulled this out to have as a backup. There was that thing I was telling you about that I would link. Christmas is a joyful time of year. I showed you this last week, so I have to copy all of that. And I actually have a rubric to go with it as well. And then that's the Grinch copies that I actually have to make. That's the Grinch. That's the Grinch. So all of that's just ideas to keep up. This is Grinch problem solving. It's also in that packet that I will link below. So we're going to do that on Thursday. This is a little reindeer hat that we've done before for our class party. I don't know if we'll even mess with that this year because that's just more copies. And then this is all small group stuff. So my kiddos that don't know their numbers yet, we're going to be working on this. And this is a small group writing activity to get them writing. So yeah, and then another math one. So I wanted to pull all those out for you so I could kind of walk through, mostly for me. You ever do that? You ever talk something out with somebody and then, let me flip you back around. You ever talk something out with somebody and then kind of just helps you figure things out? I tend to do that a lot. I like to talk to myself. So I'm pulling up, I don't know if you can see it because I have my camera flipped funny, but I'm pulling up our chit chats for the week. And let me just flip you back around so I can show you my setup. Okay, so this is my Deanna Jump set, the chit chat that I run through with the kids. Girl, these are so good. If I could tell you to buy one thing, just for a quick review with your kids, I would say get these. They're fantastic. A few of the features don't work just because I think I have an older version of PowerPoint, but I will link these again. And as you click, it goes through stuff. So like the click to roll, that doesn't work. I think it has something to do with our PowerPoint version. Because it's supposed to roll and then she moves, and that one never works right, but the kids are okay with it. They're so cute. And I just walk around with my hand clicker and I can click. And it's just a really good review for them. So I will link that down below. So I've got that set up for today. And okay, sorry about that. I got our counselor came in to give me some information for some things that she's doing this week. So I had to turn you off for a second, which kind of worked out because then I had to pull up my school stuff. So I don't know if you guys know this trick, but I have a little folder that says daily stuff. And I put all of my bookmarks that I use every single day are in that folder. And then you just right click and you can open all 9, and it opens all 9 of your tabs. Y'all see that all at once. And these are things that I just use every single day. So I have them filed away in that folder. I'll show you how to add one. So let's say I wanted to, hold on a second. I don't want you to see that. Let's say I wanted to do Boom Learning is one, which we do use quite a bit, or Kahoot. Ooh, our internet's slow today. I hope that's not a sign of things to come. So let's say I wanted Boom Learning to be, or Boom Cards to be on there. You just go up to the little icon. I guess on mine it's a little lock. And then I just take it and I drag it over and I put it inside that folder. Boom. And it's one of the, now I have 10 things to open every day, which I'll go back and delete that because we use that a little bit, but hi guys, so it's break time. I was just making some copies and I'm putting them in my little thing. always takes me a little bit of time to make copies of. This is our little Santa packet, and I'm putting it in Wednesday, not really in any particular spot. I'm just filing it in there. And then our Grinch stuff is going to go in Thursday. I need to take this stuff home today and start packing up goodie bags for our party on Thursday. This is the Grinch thing that I'm doing, and I'm only copying the head and face. I don't know if I'll get around to the whole body. The whole body is super cute, but it's a lot of paper. It's like 100 for me. It'll be 100 and like 606, 22 times 4, no, 108 sheets of construction paper, right? 24, no, I'm wrong, because it's 4 sheets. So anyway, 100-ish sheets of construction paper. It's just a lot. I could have just copied it on regular white paper and let them color it. I could have done that. This is how I organize my construction paper. I have them in these little scrapbook cases, I guess. I got them from, oh, let me sit you down. Whoop, there we go. I got these from Amazon. I forget who had the idea. I think it was another teacher vlogger that had the idea, and she had them in her filing cabinet. Who was that? She had them in her filing cabinet, but my filing cabinet's full. So they sit right there, and you can see I need a lot more because now I have colored paper. These are like longer sheets down here, and then that is like drawing paper. And you can tell when I just pull them out what happens. I just stack them back on top. These are my poems. I needed to find a spot for them. I did manage last week to organize this shelf, so I was pretty proud of that, and I put like all of my stuff in some of those empty bins that I had down here. I organized them, and I'm trying to figure out another way that I could do it. I could get some other bins that are a little bit more narrow, but then I'd be spending more money, and I'm just not really interested in spending a whole bunch more money just so it looks Pinterest worthy at the moment. So it's a hot mess, but it works. I finally took down our turkey writing, so I have to put, y'all, this is real life. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have to get to this later. So it's gonna go on the shelf right there until I can get to it after school. I have to curl it up and I have to put it down there in my little baggies, but that's real life. I had to turn my fan on. I think one of my kiddos this morning, I think they peed in their pants. And he said he didn't, but it's either that or he's just wearing very stinky clothing. And you have to be tender when you ask those kind of questions. So I was trying to be very gentle when I was asking him. And when he said no, I was like, well, his clothes stink pretty bad. I may send him to the nurse in a little bit and just see what we can get done, because I don't want him sitting around. So I sprayed where he is sitting. I sprayed his little area with Lysol to kind of disinfect it. But my room smells like, you know how that smell is. And that's one of those smells that I just can't handle very well. So I sprayed, and then I turned my fan on to help, because I hate the smell of Lysol. Does anybody else hate the smell of Lysol? Sorry, I'm putting those in my wagon. This Lysol makes me nauseous. This stuff. So I turned my fan on, and I put my, what is that thing called? This thing over here. Can y'all see it? It's blue. It's a, it's gonna bug me now. You know where you put the little scents in it? The essential oil. I put my essential oils in it. I put peppermint and orange in it to kind of cope with the overwhelming smell in here. Hey, sorry. You know how it is during your break. lots of people want to visit about stuff that's coming up, and we're like visiting with teachers over party stuff, but I have to go get my kids, so I will check in with you guys at lunch. That's hot. Y'all like my sticker? Hi guys. So it's Tuesday at lunch. Anybody else having a crazy week? So, sorry. I'm trying to scarf down my lunch because my boss is coming in to do an observation on me apparently this afternoon. So, I got an email yesterday saying, hey, by the way, I need to do a formal observation this week. And you can imagine, I was just taken back. And so I called him and I was talking to him about it, and he was like, well, let me come in and do an informal instead. And I'll just pop in. And if you don't like it, we can disregard it. And I wanted to say, well, if I can disregard it, then why even do it at all? But I don't ever mind my administration coming in, but the paperwork involved in a formal observation is a lot more mess. I just dropped my lunch. Anyway, the paperwork involved in formals is always exhausting. And so I dropped my lunch. I didn't think I could fit it in with everything else this week. So he said, I'll just come in and do an informal. Okay, but it's gonna be what it is, because right now we're reviewing for a math test tomorrow. So we're finishing up on a few things. I'm gonna do a number talk with my kids, which we usually start off our math by reviewing something. So I'm gonna review number talks, or I'm gonna do a number talk as part of a review, and then I'm going to do a story problem, which I wasn't planning on doing like a full-fledged story problem today. Informals are usually about 15 minutes, so I don't think he'll see much. And then we're gonna do our math centers, and then we're gonna do a quick review, and it'll probably be our afternoon. So I'm not stressing out too much over it. I just want to make sure I'm prepared, you know? Do you ever have that feeling? Like right now, like this week is so, let's finish this. Let's get this in. Let's do some more writing. Let's have some independent time so I can test some kids. That's how this week is always. And then he told me, you'll do your formal right when we get back. So I have an informal. I'm gonna make my copies. I'm gonna get the kids' rec and recs put out, and then I'm gonna go pick up my kids from lunch and take them to recess. So I will see you guys after school. Hi guys, so it is now Wednesday after school. So I started to visit with you at lunch today, and then I got cut off just for time purposes. So I'm gonna insert a clip here. Hi guys, so it's Wednesday. It's lunchtime. I didn't vlog after school yesterday because something happened, and I wanted to talk with you guys about it. So yesterday afternoon was really rough. I told you, I think the last little segment that I had, I was talking about having an informal, and that went well. It was all fine and dandy. My principal, he's so wonderful. I mean, it was kind of one of those, we know it's about to be Christmas break, so the kids are kind of off their rockers anyway, and they're very chatty. So he, takes things with a grain of salt. But as soon as he left, one of my little friends just had a major episode, and it lasted a good 45 minutes. So it wore me out. And then at the end of the day, there was another incident that happened. And so when I closed my door and came in after school, after I got done with my duties and stuff, I shut my door and I was filling out some paperwork on one of my students, and I just started crying. And I don't want to start crying again because that's not me. I've always wanted my channel to be positive and show all the wonderful things that are going on in the teaching world and be uplifting for people that are going into teaching. But I just have to be a little bit real. There are always going to be days when the stress just piles on. And yesterday was that day. And today's been a little bit rough too, as far as just feeling the aftermath of being able to recognize those emotions. I cried all last night to my husband. I thought I got it out, but if I start talking about it, I'm going to start getting emotional again. So I'm just going to say this. We have a lot of kids crammed in our rooms this year. So that's stressful on top of COVID, which is very stressful. Me worrying about the health of my parents and being around them, or my children being around them, stresses me out. But then you have these children, and as a teacher, you always want so much for your children to make gains and show growth and progress. And I have a very low group of kids, and I was just looking at some of their data, and I just thought, they're not growing. They're not, I mean, they are growing, but it's disheartening because you want them to do more and learn more and know more. And I just was sitting there with some of my data, and I was filling out paperwork on one of my students. And then I stopped and thought, I have a lot of students to fill out paperwork on, because I have a lot of kids in my room that need something, that have needs of some sort. Almost half my class, y'all. More than half my class are in need of something, but almost half my class have specific paperwork. And I just sitting there going, how am I ever going to have the time to differentiate and specifically target their needs? And it was just a very overwhelming feeling. And I just got really emotional about it. I just started thinking, I'm never going to meet their needs. I'm a terrible teacher. You just have those moments. And you think, so, I think what I ended off saying was just like how I want to enjoy the Christmas stuff in the classroom. And I feel so much anxiety, I guess it is, over all of the check marks. I just always want them to learn and do their best. And I feel I'm just not in a good place with that. I know they're learning because I can see growth, but with this year being such a weird year, it's just, I feel just an overwhelming amount of stress right now. And I'm doing better this afternoon because we had a fun day. I just made my mind up that our afternoon was going to be fun, and I let them play on this thing that our music teacher set up for a little bit, and while I pulled some students and tested some students. And so now it's just a matter of tomorrow's party day. So I thought I would show you what we're doing for Grinch Day, and I thought I would show you what we're doing for Polar Express Day. And then I think I might post this video tonight or maybe tomorrow. Also wanted to show you what I put in their bag. So I'm going to insert a picture of my boys filling their bags right here. That was fun. It's always nice to have some helpers just assembly line it and, put things in. So in their bags that I showed you in the picture, they have pencils. I've got them in a little colored pen for fun, a little activity book, a few pieces of candy, little suckers, that sort of thing, some erasers. And then I always buy them 2 books at Christmas. I always try to buy them a fiction. So I bought them this one this year from Scholastic, and I always try to buy them a nonfiction. So I got them this one. And I thought those were pretty cute. They're both about little cats or whatever. So I got those for them, so I'll put those out. And then I thought I would just kind of break down Grinch Day for you and what we're going to do, what our activities are. And it'll also help me talk it out because I don't even know. I feel like I'm all over the place. And I'm going to kind of set up and kind of clean up because my room's a mess. I do have tutoring today, but I have about 45 minutes until I tutor. So I can show you a few things and get some things cleaned up in my room. I also bought, for our party tomorrow, I bought tablecloths from the dollar store just to decorate the tables a little bit to make it feel a little bit more cheery. They're not going to fit because, you know, these tables here, they're a weird shape, so they're not going to fit the tables, but there'll be something on the tables to protect they're not going to eat very long. They're going to have about a 15-minute snack break a couple times throughout the party. So when we start the party, I'll probably give them a little bag of chips that one of my parents sent in and a juice box. They'll eat that. Then we'll do they'll throw that away. We'll do an activity so their masks will go back on. And then we'll do either card making or Christmas bingo. And then we'll probably watch a little bit of a movie tomorrow afternoon. So like a cartoon, maybe one of the Christmas cartoons or something. And then we'll have another little snack for 15 minutes. I have a parent that's sending in the Little Debbie individually wrapped cupcakes that are all individually wrapped, so I'll pass those out. And then we'll do another activity, and then I'll give them their goodie bags at the end of that, and then it'll be time to go home. Okay, so I think I showed you this the other day where I copied the head and the thing, and I was like, well, if I copy the body, these two pieces, and I should have just copied it on white paper, and then they would be able to color it. But I copied it already on green and red. So I don't think I'm gonna do the body and the legs. I think I'm just gonna stop it there, which is gonna kind of look weird, but we're gonna do that with adjectives. So we're gonna read the story of the Grinch. We're gonna talk about adjectives and then write them on here. So that's something that we always do. There he is. And I think I got this, I'll try to link this below. I think I got this unit on TPT. Let me see who it's from. Nancy Vandenberg, firstgradewow.blogspot.com. I think this might be a free unit because it's only 30 pages and it's like, I think highly copyrighted stuff. So I think it might be a free unit. And we'll do this mystery picture for math in the afternoon before we do our party. And that's really all. All we do out of it, because those things take a long time. Now in the past I've done other things, but this year with COVID we just have to be super careful. I couldn't find the Grinch candy canes this year, all green candy canes, so we can't do that. And then Polar Express. I'm gonna jump unit. Oh, sorry, my arm was hurting. So we will do the story, the book, and then we will do the retelling page that she has in her packet here. Her packets are great. They always include all of these different things. So we have the retelling of the story, and we have the digital version, so we'll do that. And then you have the train option. You can do all kinds of connections and things with it, but it's Friday. We're not going to do all that. And we have, oops, I didn't realize I was down here. So we have a word search for fun. We have nouns and verbs, which we probably will not do. There's all kinds of math pages she has in her unit, but we will be doing this one, the pajama glyph. So we're gonna do that. And we'll do that in the morning, and then in the afternoon we'll just watch the movie. So, easy. Hello friends. So it is Thursday, Thursday lunchtime. I'm feeling a lot better today, a lot more motivated. Ever have one of those nights where you don't really sleep, but your mind races about all of the things that you could do a little different to make things work better? That was me last night. So I was feeling flustered and frustrated over trying to figure out how to meet all of these needs, and just as I always do, I talked it out to myself and I kind of came up with a plan. I still could use some ideas, so I'm gonna ask you guys some questions here in a second. But I woke up in the middle of the night and just had, you know, a couple different ideas, went back to sleep, woke up again, had a couple other ideas. And it was one of those, I need to keep a notebook in my bedside and my stand and my nightstand, so that when I wake up, I can write these ideas down. I really need to do better about that. So today is party day. It's also Grinch day, so I'm wearing my Grinch stole my lesson plans shirt. I love it. I've got my green eyeshadow on. I was not going to do makeup today. I was just going to basically just put on mascara because, you know, we're in the masks all day anyway. But then I was like, oh, I'm going to do, because you never really get an opportunity to kind of, as a teacher, at least I don't, go really crazy with your eye look and it be okay other than dress up days. So I thought, why not? So my kids are at lunch. I was going to get set up for the party, but it is freezing outside. It's probably, I think it's 54. That's too cold for me to want to be outside, especially because I'm in short sleeve. So we're going to do indoor recess. We're going to do some Christmas coloring pages for indoor recess and some Go Noodle Just Dance things for recess today. Just some fun recess stuff. And then I'm going to set up for our party. Our party will start about 1:30. So all I'm going to do is put tablecloths. So I bought, just to make it dressy, I bought a whole bunch of these from the dollar store. So I'm going to put those out on the tables. They're still going to be separated. I'm also going to put one on this table because my little guys that are up here on our carpet, they're going to sit over here. And then I have a student that can sit over at another table because I actually have 2 kids absent today. So that'll work. And then what else? Okay, so I'm going to put those out, and then I made their gifts. Gifts are right there. And I think I told you in yesterday's video that what I got them in their gifts, and I had them in these little Merry Christmas gift bags, and then I forgot that I bought these little Sharky Christmas gift bags. Aren't they cute? So I had my son transfer everything over today. So their gifts include 2 books. I showed you those yesterday. I'm not going to drag those out because it'll mess up this. And then this little activity book that I got at the Dollar Tree. I got sets of 3 for $1, so that was cheap. Pencils that I got from Target. Candy canes that I got from the Dollar Tree. A bunch of different candy that I got from the Dollar Tree. And then they also got a little Santa shark eraser. I went ahead and gave those to him this morning. So that was a part of their little present. So I'm going to set up for their party. I'm going to put tablecloths out. We're going to start with a snack. They're going to have a very small little cupcake that one of the parents sent in. Then we're going to play Christmas bingo. Then we're going to maybe do a coloring page. And then we're going to do, we're going to do our holiday cards because I have all these stickers. So they're going to do their card. While they're making their card and eating snack, then we're going to do ornaments. I'm going to work on their gingerbread man ones, putting those in their bags. And I told you guys yesterday that I've always done these little balls, but I just don't have the time. And I just don't know about them drying and then them transporting them home. Out of my 22 kids, about 18 of them are bus riders. I think they're going to get broken on the bus, especially with how much stuff they take home on the weekends because our school district sends home food every day with students, and on the weekends they send home these big giant bags. I think they're going to get crushed, so I don't want them. If they were plastic, I'd do them. I couldn't find plastic ones this year, so I have these other little ornament ones that I'm thinking I'm going to do tomorrow during our Polar Express movie. And I'm going to take their picture. I got these from Hobby Lobby. And then put those in there. And those are going to go with their little gingerbread ones that they made. Right there. And if I can find some cutesy handprint something, I might do that tomorrow. So that's where we're at. Today has been fun. We've done a Grinch candy cane poem. I don't even remember where I got that. That was a long time ago. They made their Grinches, their giant Grinches. I'll show you one because they turned out so cute. So I caved and went ahead and copied the bottom parts to it. Aren't they cute? And she colored hers, but I went ahead and colored the bottom, or copied the bottom part to it. So they, so they had the whole thing. And I'm gonna let them take them home. Normally I would hang them, but since Grinch Day is, in future, I think I'll do Grinch Day like the week before we leave for Christmas. So we did that. We read the Grinch, and then we did that. And then we did our poem. And then they've just had some free time to color. And then this afternoon, we'll do our class party, and then it'll be time to go home. Tomorrow is gonna be probably longer feeling because it's not party day. So they'll be overly excited. It's pajama day, which I'm not gonna wear pajamas tomorrow. I'm just gonna not worry with it. But it's pajama day, so I think I'm going to maybe move the tables and have them, like, give them assigned spots on the carpet so that we can sit on the floor. I don't know yet. I guess we'll see. I could do that because I could set it up this afternoon. We'll see. Maybe tomorrow we'll move the tables when it's movie time. With all this COVID stuff, I'm just so paranoid to do too much that's runs the risk of potentially getting them too close to each other. My window is really bright. I have my blinds open. It's really bright. So, woo, that's hot. See my hot pocket? I'm breaking keto today, y'all. Tomorrow when they come in, we're gonna do a little math coloring page, so it's still coloring, but it's fun and it's educational. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do our book. We're gonna compare and retell. Then it'll be time for art. When we come back from art, we're gonna do another math activity. Then we're gonna do, I've got some more assessments that I gotta call over and get done. So I'll probably give them some time on Epic or Boom cards. If y'all have some like really good suggestions on some Boom cards for first grade, let me know. I'm always open to suggestions. I absolutely love Boom cards, and one of my goals during the break is to make some. So maybe look for those in my TPT store. If I make any, I will definitely do a video on how to make them. But they're fairly easy to make. I have made a couple, but sorry. I made a couple, but they're not fancy, so they're not my store. But that time after Christmas, so between Christmas and New Year's, you know, when you have the 3 or 4 days in between there that you don't really have a whole lot going on. So one of my goals is going to be cleaning out some things in my house, because hopefully we're going to be moving in the spring. So I want to kind of get some things cleaned out. And number 2 is going to be to create some stuff for my TPT store. But like I said, if I create anything, I'll try to do a video. It is time for me to go get my kids. Hopefully I will see you after school. Hi guys. So it is Friday. Take those off for a minute. I didn't get to check in with you after school because I had a giant mess in this room to clean up after our party. So our party went fantastic. I will try to insert a picture here that I took, but I'll block out all the kids in it, but the setup and everything. So I did not end up moving my students that were sitting on the carpet because they were spread out anyway. So, and it didn't matter. I mean, we weren't having food that could have potentially spilled and made a mess. So it was okay. The tablecloths were fantastic from the Dollar Tree. They were giant, so they completely covered all of our tables, even our these tables. They completely covered them and then hung over the desks. So they worked wonderfully. You can't beat that for $1, right? Y'all, my kids were so excited about their little gifts. One of my students pulled out her books. I'm going to start crying. And she said, "Yay, I finally have books at home." I felt so bad. I was like, okay, getting you some books. She was so excited. I mean, I thought she was going to start bawling her eyes out. Yay, I finally have books at home. Y'all, how precious is that? If you are a teacher, you completely understand where I'm coming from. I looked at her and was like, gonna get you some books. And she's a student that struggles to read. So just putting books in her hand, even though she can't read them, it's gonna motivate her, y'all. I was so excited. So that was their favorite part. Even with all the candy and everything, they were like, 2 books. It just touched my heart. And anyway, so the party, it ended up like cleanup was easy. I just had to get some things sorted for today, get some things set up for today. So I just didn't get a chance to film. And I had to go run errands for my boys. Hey guys, so it's lunchtime. Sorry, one of the other teachers came to ask me a few questions. So she just kind of, when they pop up at my door, I just kind of put the phone down because I know a lot of people wouldn't want to be on camera. So anyway, I was talking about how crazy it was yesterday afternoon, and I had to go run errands for my boys for their Christmas parties, and hopefully I'll kind of get to pop into their Christmas parties. I'm sorry. I always film at lunch, and then I feel bad because I'm chewing on camera, but I don't get much other time to film for you guys. So my question was, with your kids that you have to provide documentation on, where you have to keep checklists or like records of things that they're doing in the classroom so that you can try to get them services, special services. What kind of documentation do you guys use? Send me links to things that you use if you've bought something off TPT that you love, because I want to keep as much documentation on a few of my kids that don't have special services yet. But I just don't want to not have the documentation so that when we go to our meetings and they say, well, show us the data on this. Well, I want to have as much data as I can. I love data. So as much data as I can get my hands onto, I will do it. I have phonemic awareness assessments. I already have those. I have a ton of those. And then I have all the different assessments. I need like checklists of like behaviors. So if you have behavior checklists or things like ways that you do it, I was thinking of just keeping like a notebook. So I bought a bunch of these notebooks from Staples back at the beginning of the year. And my thought was I was going to put tabbies on the side with student names on it. And then they would each have their own section. And then at the end of each day, I would just write down, or like throughout the day, if I wrote something on a sticky note, it would go in their section. But I have not been good about keeping up with that, y'all. So I was trying to think if there are other things that you guys do. You definitely share those with me, please. That was my questions that I was going to use, because I have 5 kids that already have modifications and accommodations in my classroom. I have an additional student who has speech, but she doesn't have any modifications. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 additional students that are really low that I think might need some services, or I want to just have the documentation if we have a meeting on them later on. So that's where I'm at. It is 12:47, so I've got to go get my kids. I will check in with you guys at the end of the day, and then it'll be school's out. So yay! Hi friends. So here we are, end of the day. It is officially Christmas break. I'm sweating like crazy. You can see my mascara. So I've done like an overhaul, clean out stuff. I have a few Christmas stuff to put away yet, but we are officially treeless. The tree is gone. And you know what's a good feeling? I'm in my second cabinet of books. So I'm pulling out all of my books for when we get back, because I want to take a few home just to refresh my memory on some of the read alouds that I have. We have a whole bunch of like shutdown stuff to do, and then I'm going to go have a drink with some teacher friends and celebrate the end of the first semester. Y'all, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm excited, but I'm very nervous about January. Is anybody else kind of in that same boat? I'm so glad we made it through a semester. It was a very long semester. We started school August 10th, all virtual for the first 2 weeks, and then progressively it's just gotten more and more kids. So we've made it through. I don't think I could fit any more kids in this room, so I'm really praying that we don't get any more new ones. I'm praying that families are safe and make smart choices over the season and come back and we're all healthy. So with that being said, because I do have to get out of here, I'm going to sign off for this year. I'm going to take at least a week off to enjoy Christmas with my kids. If I do any prep stuff, I will film it, like boom cards. If I make any boom cards, I'll film some of those. I might film some Nearpods and post those. But other than that, I wish you all a wonderful, absolutely restful and relaxing holiday, and a wonderful new year. Let's bring in 2020 all healthy and have a great new year. Bye.